Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another album review. My name is Christian Eschbach. Hey there, everyone. I've recently been covering a lot of albums I honestly thought I'd never cover, from a lot of bands I honestly thought I'd never cover. Today's no different. We're talking about The Darkness, man. So I know that this album was picked up secondhand at Value Village, which is really funny. For those that don't know, Value Village is a Canadian thrift chain. This is not a plug for them. This is not a shout out to them. And I'm not going to get into the politics of some of their stuff. This album, however, came from a batch, I believe, that came from my father in law, Marty. I've mentioned before in previous reviews how, like once a year it feels like he just kind of drops 50 to 100 CDs on me or something like that. He collects them throughout the year and then just drops them on me at the end, which is awesome. It's great. It allows me to do a bunch of reviews I would never do otherwise. So The Darkness. Did I honestly thought I'd never do this? Because when this album first came out, when the song I Believe in a Thing Called Love came out, I really, truly, honestly believe this was a novelty act. I truly, honestly believe this was a bunch of guys that were going out there, and to use a phrase, were taking the piss out of music that I loved so much. The reality is I should have went out and bought the album, man, because the album is actually really good. A lot of really good songs on here too. Now I do honestly, I've gotten to the point where I do now have an appreciation for A Thing Called Love. And before I go any further, I just want to go on record really quickly here. Until I listened to this album, I spent more time listening to Justin Hawkins with his podcast on YouTube, watching all of his podcasts and his takes on things in the music industry and stuff like that. So I know him better as a human being doing commentary than I do as a musician. And I really enjoy his commentary. It's great having, I love when insiders talk about inside the industry. It's really cool. It's one of the reasons I loved reading Duff McKagan's books so much. All right, enough background on me and this album. So here we are, 15 years later, 20 years later, and I'm holding this album in my hand. So the album's up with Black Shuck. I couldn't tell what he was saying in the chorus for a long time. I didn't know if he was saying Black Chuck, Black Shuck, Black... What? Until I saw the title. But I think it was a great song to open the album, man. I mean, it really rips into it and gets it going. Get Your Hands Off My Woman. That one's kind of forgettable. I mean, yeah, really. I kind of blow through it and I don't realize it. Growing on Me is alright. I Believe in a Thing Called Love is good song. I have a lot more appreciation for it now. Now that I realize they're an actual, real, legitimate band and not just, some type of novelty act or parody band or, someone that's taking piss out of the music I love. Someone that actually loves the music. Love Is Only a Feeling. I absolutely love this song. Okay, so this is really funny because most people, if you know me, know I don't like usually I don't like love songs. I usually don't like ballads. They're usually the songs I rip on the most on an album. And on this album, Love Is Only a Feeling, man. That's some pretty badass shit, man. I really, really love that song. I'd put it on mixtapes, man. I'd put it in various collections. Absolutely. Giving Up, good tune. Stuck in a Rut, good tune. Friday Night, good tune. Love on the Rocks with No Ice, good tune. Holding My Own, good tune. Realistically, this is a really good album. I know I'm not giving a lot of details. I Believe in a Thing Called Love, Love Is Only a Feeling. Those are really the two huge monstrous standouts on this album to me as far as I'm concerned. Black Shuck is really good. And then when you get in the back half of the album is all solid album cuts to me. I'm not really talking too much about the tunes, but the reality is if you listen between I Believe in a Thing Called Love and Love Is Only a Feeling, that gives you a rough idea of where this whole album is going. So, check those two songs out first. If you really dig those two songs, check out the rest of the album because it's really worth it, I think. If you like those two, then you should really honestly enjoy the rest of the album. And I really feel bad that I've spent so long ignoring this album, not getting into this album, that there's a good possibility I'm going to go out and buy the brand new one that just came out. And along with, whatever other albums I can get my hands on. It might be worth getting into the darkness now because I like the new single I heard too. I thought that was really good. I know I haven't gotten too much into this album. I haven't said too much. As an intro album to a band, a first release from a band, this is really good. I would say this is truly up there with albums like Alice Cooper's Love It to Death. We're not going to include the Zappa releases, but we're going to include Love It to Death as, like the first major label release, right? What are some... it's not quite on par with Kill 'Em All, but it's up there as a solid first album release, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about solid first albums, like first albums that make you go, whoa, damn, yeah. Black Sabbath, another one. And I know I'm listing off ones that are nothing musically, like Love It to Death. Alice Cooper's Love It to Death is the closest to this musically, and I think that this album, looking back on it over time, I really wish I'd gotten into it sooner because it really is a good album, like I've already said, and I really think it's got it's a really solid album with really good, solid album cuts. That's the important part. You can play this thing from beginning to end and enjoy it the whole way through and have a good time. I really like driving to this one. This is good driving music. So when I road trip, this will be in the car for a road trip just because it's fun to drive to. Anyways, folks, that's it. My thoughts, my views, my opinions. Let me know what you think. That's what the comment section's for. Other than the new album that just came out, are there any other albums I should be looking for? Let me know. That's what that's for. Like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. There's a couple links down there. If you can check those out, that'd be great. Otherwise, folks, peace, love, take care.